native to take home the title. And then there's Adam Walton. He came in as the final table chip leader and has had a lot of ups and downs on his way to the final three. He knows his way around the felt. Plus, his short stack, well, it's not all that short. Do not count him out. A quick look now at the leaderboard presented by Stormex. The easiest way to earn crypto. The average stack, exactly 100 big blinds. There's not a lot of separation between the three remaining players. This is going to be good. For tonight's champion, a huge payoff, $12.1 million. Third place ain't bad at $4 million, but that $8.1 million difference will make each hand and each decision absolutely critical, and we'll be here to cover it all. It's a huge night in the poker world, and for the World Series of Poker, another champion will be crowned, adding his name to the likes of Brunson, Chan, Helmuth, and so many more. To get our final table underway, let's send it down to Caesars Vice President Jack Effel.
Tonight's play will begin with 43 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in level 40. The button is in seat 7. We have a dead small blind. The blinds are 1 million and 2 million with a 2 million big blind ante. Alex will be our first dealer of the night. So Alex, please shuffle up and deal.
One big blind first hand, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lon McCarron, for that intro. Thank you, Jack Effel, for getting us started. My name is Remco Rinkema. Donnie Peters alongside me in the booth for a preview of tonight's epic final table. The stacks are deep. The payouts are massive. There's only 3 players remaining battling for $12.1 million, as they are all guaranteed $4 million. 3 Americans battling it out for the bracelet, the money, the banner. Donnie, everything is on the line tonight.
Poker immortality, as they have always said. I can't wait for this battle. Let's go.
Donnie, it's a deep stack battle. Give me a sort of a line on how long you think this battle might take.
Forever. Over, under, forever. I mean, they're super deep to start. The stacks are relatively close. I mean, you know, you don't have like a super runaway chip leader. Jones, obviously the chip leader. Walton, the short stack. But one big pop when you're playing 1 million, 2 million blinds, and things could certainly tighten up. Weinman there in the middle with 199 million coming back to today. So I would expect, you know, kind of a cautious approach for this first little bit here. A re-feeling out period. I know obviously these guys played yesterday, had that sort of feeling out period at the beginning of the final table. Now they're going to probably feel each other out during 3-handed play. And then as things go on, you know, I think things will pick up.
These players have been battling against each other for many, many days. We are basically on day 10 of this event. The main event started back on July 3rd. It is hard to even remember a time before the main event at this point. As on the very first hand here, Jones limps in from the small line. Walton raises it up, and Jones make the call. So we got some chips to battle for here right off the bat.
I'm curious most to see how Walton comes in. He's been the most unorthodox player, you know, certainly willing to throw some big blows. So the fact that he's now made it to the final 3, locked up $4 million, is he just going to come out swinging as the shorter stack and really try and just go for broke? I'm curious to see how that's going to play out.
I feel as though with this many chips still in play, allowing yourself some missteps could make the play a lot more aggressive in the beginning.
Oh, yes, of course.
And this one, first blood here, goes to Adam Walton. The A&W shirts in the background. Team red is Team Walton. We'll see some close-ups of the rail. And here's a look at USA representing the final 3 spots, both Jones and Weinman, 35 years old, Walton, 40 years old. And look at this resume. 23, 20, and 69 cashes. Weinman, the only remaining bracelet winner.
That's really good.
3 veterans of the game, Donnie, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, Weinman, chief among those veterans. Guys been around for a very, very long time. Also interesting that speaking to these guys last night after play, both Jones and Walton kind of mentioned that they didn't like Weinman having as many chips as he does. You know, maybe, you know, a little bit worried about the experienced pro and what he can do. with a chip stack like he has. So we'll see if that comes into play here. If they, maybe take some different lines, maybe play a little bit cautiously against him, all that sort of stuff.
Walton here limping in. Weinman quickly making it 7 million. Look at Walton here.
23 million.
The quick limp raise, Donnie. Haven't seen that move all too often in the main event.
Nope, you have not.
The speed at which these guys have been acting, we got to give them a compliment. We've seen countless final tables where every decision took 7 minutes. But at this final table, we have not seen any unnecessary time wasting. We've seen a lot of fast play, and that is also that's something we should point out because we generally point out when people are slow.
See what Wyman wants to come with here. Yeah, A7 suited, a little bit too much of a hand to just fold to a limp re-raise there, especially from a player like Walton who can certainly get a little bit out of line at times. King 5-4, 1 diamond here.
I mean, this just took us 2 minutes to get 48 million chips in the middle. Your prediction of this taking forever might be a little bit off the mark. Walton here, as you can see, flops nothing. Weinman with 2 backdoors he can count on. Likely to bet here.
There's also going to be value in the ace high, just as a showdown value type of hand. So probably doesn't want to lose any sort of showdown value if he does get check raised here. So likely just check behind here, but we'll see how he proceeds.
If you're Weinman here, Donnie, given the size of the pot, do you want to take a stab here most of the time?
Well, he's going to. 12 million, quick fold from Walton. Weinman gets it done.
First blood for Dan Weinman as we look back on last night's action here, going from 9 down to 3. Toby Lewis among the casualties. It was a fun night of poker. We got every single hand available in a recap that we posted on YouTube. So if you missed some of those eliminations, check it out. Got about a 45-minute recap available on our YouTube channel.
5 million.
It's like a vine or something.
Fun little stat there.
Yes.
The last time the top 3 made the final 3, 2016, Qui Win, Cliff Josephy, and Gordon Veo. Walton has been involved in every hand so far. This time making it 5 million on the button. Jones with ace king. It's going to fight back.
$21 million.
21 million.
3 bets at 21 million from Jones, gets the job done. Walton now down to 145 million, so things not going his way to start.
You guys need to create some kind of chant, like they got some songs. I need some theme music.
Hey, Steven, you should probably hire a consultant like Neil Farrell or any of the remaining Brits still in the building here as we look at his bio
But I do
sheet.
have the
Graduate
blow-up
from
faces at least. That
Arizona
counts for
State
something, right?
University. Donnie, you got to have a European in the final 3 for the singing alone. Come on.
Yeah, European, Brazilian.
Brazilian, yeah.
You know, one of the players that's going to bring a very boisterous, exciting rail.
I do love the fact that the rails are always decked out in the T-shirts. The support could not be any better.
Jones here
Raise.
from the small blind, going to put in a raise with the queen 10 off. Makes it 7.5 million. A little bit of a larger sizing, having to act out of position here. Walton's got a playable one, queen 9 offsuit. He is dominated, of course, but he does not know that. Heads up to the flop between these two. Ace, queen 4. Both players pairing the queen. Jones is best with that 10 kicker. Jones also does have a diamond in his hand for possible backdoor diamonds.
5.5.
Bet 5.5.
5.5 million is the bet from Jones, and Walton quickly makes the call.
I put a poll on YouTube. 53% thinks Daniel Weinman is the favorite tonight. Jones got 31% and Walton 16%, largely driven by chip counts, but it's fun to see what the crowd thinks. By the way, if you're with us in the chat, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Donnie and I are happy to provide some free coverage of the main event. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We got tons and tons of free content coming later this year as well on all those channels. So, if you want to stay in the know, that would be my advice.
Bet 9. Call.
Jones continues here, 9 million. Walton makes the call once again. 7 on the river. Jones still best with that 10 kicker as long as he doesn't fold. He's going to take this one. 46 million in the middle. I think both options here are viable for
Check.
Jones. Check, and Jones is going to take this one down.
Got you pipped, right? Queen
Yep.
9.
Queen 9, yeah.
Wow, Jones knew it. Look at that.
So far, Walton picking the loose approach to this final table, but 3 hands in, things not going his way so far.
Is this a drone? What do we got going on here?
This is fantastic.
I like it.
Poker
Get
needs,
it right up in there.
Poker needs more drones.
I don't think it's an actual drone, but might as well be.
Donnie, one more time, tell the story of the rock.
So the rock, Pyrite Rock, comes from Cody Daniels. Cody, unfortunately, terminally ill, played the WSOP main event this year, cashed, knocking that off of his dream bucket list. And then when he was eliminated, he passed it on to the player that busted him. He told that player, keep passing it on if you do get eliminated, and eventually it's going to make its way to the final table. And that is where it is here. It's with Adam Walton right now. If Adam Walton ends up getting eliminated,
6.
then he'll pass it on, and it'll eventually end up with the winner, is the ultimate goal.
2.5 million.
And Cody Daniels has been following along on social media, tweeting about the rock making its way to the final table. So great little story there.
Wow, look at this. Jones, 6.5 million. Walton, as always, quick to act, makes it 22.5. Donnie, if you're Jones here, how are you interpreting this? Because Walton has been so aggressive.
Yeah, Walton has been aggressive here. I think you're fine to just call here. Play in position
You have about 100
against
back.
Walton.
110.
Yeah, to look at the screen, to be honest, I'm not totally sure.
I mean, if he does want to get a bit crazy here, he could just rip this.
Roughly that.
But I think if you ultimately were to just put this in, you're probably only going to get called by the very good hands that you might not be in the best shape against.
Since Jones is in position, is ace-queen off a hand to call with?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can call in position here. You have a lot of hand. Walton, of course, has the capability to get out of line at times. I mean, if Jones is able to find the fold here, I mean, good on him. But
Okay,
he's
so
going to make the call.
now we got a call. Now we got a real pot developing.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, the majority of the time you're going to whiff the flop. That's just how poker works. How does Jones approach this? Is this a case where you're looking to flop something, or because of Walton's wider range, can you also attack flops perhaps like this one to try and steal this one?
It's going to depend on the texture. It's going to depend on what sort of sizing or what Walton ends up coming with here. Here, coming jack high, it's got 2 diamonds. You don't have diamonds in your hand. I think it's going to be relatively hard to proceed. You might want to call 1 street, and then you'll see what happens on the turn, but Walton can certainly have some hands that contain jacks in them. The ace jacks, the king jacks, the queen jacks of the world, even jack 10. Some combo draws possible here if, he's getting a little bit frisky pre-flop with a 10-9 of diamonds, something like that. So, of course, I think you have to fully consider that, there are times when Walton's going to have a real hand. Aces, kings, queens, stuff like that. So, I think we've seen this a lot from Walton where after being the pre-flop aggressor, going a little bit smaller on the flop and then larger on
22.
the turns. Wow, look at this. He's
Wow.
coming with a raise. Okay.
Donnie, raising here with absolutely nothing, no draws.
Owen.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Walton
Wow.
all in with ace high.
Snap fold out of Jones.
Holy moly! Ladies and gentlemen, these guys came to play. Wow! That is some fast poker action.
Pull that truck horn, baby.
The Rock. You just told the story, Donnie. The Rock.
It was
gonna
like
stay
his
with Walton.
dream to play in the main. I know Lexi, Gavin, and a few other people put him into the main. And he wanted to just make sure that The Rock could make it there. And he was fortunate enough, I know, to make day 4, so it didn't have to travel that far. So I was able to actually talk to him today. He's really excited for the chance for his Rock to be up there. And seems like, you know, a huge poker fan. So, you know, I'm happy to be able to have it and maybe brings me a little luck.
Pyrite Rock on display there. Adam Walton hoping to bring that Rock all the way to a win.
Check.
And Donnie, you can say whatever you want about Walton's style. He came to win today.
Of course.
Check.
Queen 10 deuce here between Weinman and Jones.
Check.
Weinman going to turn the Broadway straight here. This action pre-flop was a limp from the small blind from Weinman. Jones checking the option and the big blind went check, check on the flop. Weinman going to check again here. See if he can get Jones to stab at it. Jones sitting there with just the 9 high.
Check.
Seven on the river. Could be a card that entices Jones to call a small bet here.
Bet 2.
Oh, he
Minimum bet 2 million, and there's that
Straight?
call.
That's it. Yeah, you
That's
win.
it?
Max value.
Dan Weinman always with a wide smile on his face. You love to see it as we see Josh Arya and Mac Lance, Sean Deeb in the crowd.
What a
Dan's parents,
suck
his
out.
girlfriend.
A river to pair.
Where's John Smoltz?
Right.
That's my money went in the pot.
Oh man, I almost ripped on you pre-flop.
I would have snapped pre.
Oh, you would have? Ooh.
I was dying for you to do a pre.
I was so close. I was so close.
I'll tell you I had ace king, but
You did?
yeah, so I was dying for you to do a pre. Makes playing that hand very easy out of position.
Yeah, I figured I don't need to go crazy pre-flop. I had a very strong hand pre too.
Yeah.
Very laid-back vibe, Donnie. We've seen lots of tense battles here on the final day of the main event. We've seen lots of very quiet three-handed battles. Of course, you build some camaraderie with the players at the final table, but ultimately you're playing for millions of dollars. But this, so far, seems like one of the more relaxed final group that we've had in many years.
Check. Check.
Small one here. Walton and Jones in the mix.
Check. 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 Check.
6 high.
I'm gonna win.
I hope so.
Jack high takes it for Walton.
It's a huge letdown. They didn't bring a truck horn to the final
I
table.
know, really. I mean, come on.
He's making the truck horn.
Pulls it every time.
He pulls
you
it
know?
every time.
Every time he pulls it, they got to fire that thing off.
Walton, poker pro from Tacoma, Washington, a former teacher and tech recruiter, now a trader for Citadel Sports Group. Donnie, you said it on the podcast. He plays like he trades, probably.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're a trader, you're likely trying to make a high volume of bets, trying to take a small edge and just increase it over volume, build up your profit that way. I feel like he kind of plays like that. Walton is kind of always involved, taking stabs here, there, and everywhere, just trying to go from wherever he was to the end point and make sure that end point is greater than where he started at. I know he didn't come into today with the chip lead, but he finished with more chips than he started the final table with. He came in with 143 million. He finished with 168 million or so. So, he did well in that regard.
Stacks very close here during this three-handed battle. If you're just tuning in, giving you all a bit of a taste of the final table action. And here's a look at Dan Weinman's recent golf outings. A scratch golfer, Dan Weinman, probably one of the best poker players on the golf course. Played with Kobe Lewis prior to the final table, and also played with his dad, or had his dad as caddy, I guess, for the club championship.
Yeah, ranges from professionals to the people that literally have no idea if a straight beats a flush, or I
remember after Weinman became a WPT champion, he got to come out to the WPT's Tiger Jam, played alongside Wesley Bryan, who's a golf pro, went toe-to-toe with him out there at Shadow Creek.
Isn't there a story going around about Weinman applying some financial pressure on one of his
wanting to bet on, I think, the final hole. I want to say he had said 20. Wesley kind of laughed or something. I heard that Weinman said, yeah, no, I mean 20K. As the story goes, they said, you don't have 20K on you. And Weinman said, it's in that backpack right over there. I mean, he's a poker player, right? He's got the money with him.
Oh, man, I love it. Makes me think back of those times of Doyle and Chip and Ivy gambling.
I can only imagine the gambling between the poker players and the golf course. It doesn't matter how good or bad they are. The money must be flying.
Money flying so far as well on the final day of this final table. Walton and Jones here going to the turn. Very nice spot here for Walton. Jones probably thinking that King High versus the Blaster might be good some of the time.
Yeah, especially on a paired board here. Walton does check behind. Oh, King on the river. Very unlucky there for Walton.
Do you like a lead here, Donnie?
I mean, it's tricky because do you really think Walton has a queen after checking back the turn? So you might just want to check and let him possibly bluff at it. Walton doesn't bite, though.
I think you have a 5. Oh, jeez. Nice one. Yeah.
Wow.
Got lucky.
One moment, they're almost all in with ace high. The next moment, they both have a big pair, and it goes check, check.
Yep. Well, you heard Walton there say that he thought Jones had a 5, so.
If you're catching us for the first time on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
I was rooting for an 8.
Yeah, 8 would have been
We are
good
releasing new content daily. Sean Deeb's wife in the mix there too. Brian Weinman's, Daniel's dad. Security involved too.
Sean, what'd you do, man?
Donnie, tell the people at home about some adjustments that you have to make when things go from full ring to three-handed, especially with similar stack sizes. The game just changes completely versus what we saw yesterday.
I mean, you're very short-handed now. The blinds, the ante is moving around the table very quickly, so it forces you to get involved much more, play more hands. So you have to adjust your ranges accordingly, and you have to be willing to not just sit back there and be super
24.
tight. I know the pay jumps are very big right now. This immediate pay jump, 4 million to 6.5 million, so 2.5 million on the line, but you can't necessarily be scared about that because if you are, you might be calling some raises, you might just be going through the blinds here and there, and next thing you know, you've lost 20, 30 million. So you have to be willing to get in there with some more marginal holdings because the value of those holdings go up the shorter you are at the table. And here we see Jones come in with a raise from the small blind with 8 million. 3-bet from Walton makes it 24 million.
Walton gives his fans the signal and wins it. I've seen some questions in the chat about what the people on the rail can see. There are large monitors hanging over top the final table on which they can see the camera angles. They can see the board. Of course, they cannot see the cards. That's all on a delay for the integrity of the game. But it's a much better viewing experience than in the past, Donnie. We've added quite a few monitors.
Oh, yeah. It's a good viewing experience now.
Saw Jason Mercier also in the back supporting Dan Weinman. I was joking with you earlier, Donnie. I said the value for Dan Weinman to win this tournament is so much greater than anyone else because he's going to be invited to all those golf matches. All the golf pros want to play with the main event champ. He's going to be able to hustle them. There's like millions of dollars in equity waiting for Dan Weinman to get picked up.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
You respect his races, but not mine, huh?
I check raised the first one.
Very true. He can have it, but I can't.
What's that? Had a good hand. I didn't have a good hand the last 2 times I folded.
Big mic, please.
For all the days these guys have been
amazing
playing,
hands both times I raised too.
they don't look that tired.
How about that last time when you 3-bet me?
I would have
The adrenaline, man.
I would have been happy to play for it all.
I wasn't playing for it all. I was happy to raise, though.
I was happy to play for more though. Either way.
Raise 5 million.
I feel like Walton's been in every single hand since we started. I mean, just coming in here, not backing down, really going for it.
Call.
Wyman just with the call. King 10, not looking to bloat up the pot. Perhaps Jones taking his invitation with Queen 8. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 3-way hand developing here.
Call.
All right, family pot.
Players.
There it is. 3-way action to the flop for the first time tonight as we see 4, 5, 7 on the flop. Great flop for Walton. A pair, an open, and a straight draw. Jones with a gut shot. Wyman with the high cards.
Check. 5.5.
Donnie, last night there was speculation about these players potentially looking to make a deal. Of course, World Series Poker does not facilitate deals. We don't hear about main event deals all too often. Still, massive pay jumps on the line. Deals could be made behind the scenes, even though, you know, we'd probably not hear about it publicly. What's your read of the situation between these guys?
I believe there's a report out there from poker.org that said no deal was made.
So the players confirmed.
Yeah, let me just verify that to be sure. From what I know, I saw the players exchanging contact information at the end of the night. That was the extent of my knowledge, you know, probably likely to maybe work something out or at least talk details. You know, we did reference the pay jump right now. It's 4 million to 6.5, and then it's 6.5 to 12.1. So a ton of money on the line. And yeah, this report from Blaise Bourgeois from poker.org. No deal. Final 3 to play for all the money.
Wow.
So
it's winner take all?
yeah, we're playing for it all. YOLO, let's go.
Walton here firing 10 million with the best hand on the river. Jones whiffed.
This report does say, according to Walton, the 3 discussed amongst themselves and decided to play for it. At least 3-handed. So maybe some discussions come up when they get the heads up, but yeah.
All right, let's go to Kara Scott on Adam Walton's rail.
Adam Walton's rail is definitely making sure to be seen and heard at this final table. I spoke with Adam about it yesterday, and he said the crowd really gives him energy. He loves all the chants. He loves the T-shirts. He says it's just so much fun. He said the decision for him to leave his desk job years ago and choose poker has been so great for him. Although most of his success hasn't been public, it's more cash games than anything. He's financially set, and that's an amazing place for him to be. So for him, this big score is not so much about what he can buy with the money, but more what kind of good he can do with it.
Excuse me, he's going to buy a $250,000 boat. That's what I heard, Donnie.
He is going to buy a boat. He had a bet with his friend Tim Chang, who also cashed in this event. First player between those two, Walton and Chang, to cash for $250,000. would have to buy a boat. Chain cash, but for a small cash in this event. Walton is obviously here making at least $4 million, so could be a pretty nice boat.
I mean,
2.5.
what's a good budget for a boat these days? I heard boats are pretty
I have no idea. I mean, is it like a car? Is it more than a car? You make $4 million. Does the price of the boat go up? You know, you want all the nice stuff that goes with it, the upgrades, etc. I mean, how big of a boat or how nice of a boat is there out there on Lake Mead?
If I won $100 million, I would still just rent a boat.
Yeah, they always say, you know, you never want to be the guy with the boat. You want to be the guy who's best friends with the guy with the boat.
Let us know in the chat if you have a boat.
Check.
We might need you.
5.5.
King high clubs here for Jones. Very tempting. Walton just with a pair of threes.
Call.
Jones going to make the call here with the clubs. River card double pairs the board. All of a sudden, Jones king plays.
Check.
Curious to see if Walton wants to fire at this, realizing that his pair of threes no longer involved in this hand, and he does
At 8.
reach for chips immediately, betting 9 million or 8 million, excuse me. If you're just tuning in, this is a free preview of the final day's action. Just want to give you all a taste of what's going on PokerGo.com. Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, and Maria Ho on the commentary.
You mean I got counter footage?
Jones makes the call with king high.
That's what I figured.
Walton gets counterfeited and loses some more chips. Big swings so far for Walton, as both Jones and Weinman are up to over 2 million.
Okay, the final walk-in to the World Series of Poker main event. Stephen Jones, 3 remain. You're the chip leader. First, I got to ask, you get any sleep last night?
You know, I actually did. I slept great. Took a little melatonin, and I was out, surprisingly. I woke up early. I couldn't sleep past like 7, but I got plenty of sleep. Feeling great.
That is good to hear. You are facing 2 pretty tough opponents with 2 pretty different styles. What kind of challenge do you think awaits you today?
Well, yeah, definitely different styles. They both have their skills. I think it's going to be a tough day just because we're all so deep. I mean, yeah, I do have the chip lead, but we're all pretty close, and it's going to be a really deep day, so I expect it to be a long battle.
And finally, Stephen, are you ready for this moment?
I'm ready. I was born for it, baby.
I'd love to hear that. I'm going to send you off. I appreciate the time.
Right,
thank you. Good luck out there.
Update there from Jeff Platt
Easy.
on
So
Stephen
easy.
Jones.
I like it so far. You're fucking stubborn, aren't you? What's that? You're stubborn.
But he's folding you, so for some
I
reason
understand, but lights that million every time.
Yeah.
Big wins.
Hopefully one of these times I get to raise back. You tried that.
And hopefully,
That didn't work very well.
Weinman with the eternal smile on his face. How can you not
trying
love
all
this
the
guy?
things. None of them are working against you. It's not a good start.
Raise 5.
It's a little bit surreal to me, Donnie, having covered this game for about 15 years. Danny
Wish you
Weinman
just
and
raised the
I
button. It
are
only
the
was
exact
$1 million.
same age. I've always seen him in events, chatted with him, you know, lots of small talk, that sort of thing. To see him here now is kind of surreal, and it sort of
Oh, yeah.
reaffirms that idea that anyone can make this final table. As long as you're in this event, you have a chance.
Of course. Walton with the loudest rail. There you see Walton's road to the final table. Chipping up every single day.
Wow, over 50,000 people watching. Only 2,000 likes on the video. Come on, guys. Let's bring this to 5,000 on our YouTube feed. And if you're new to the channel, please let us know in the chat if this is your first time watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Donnie, can we do a giveaway?
Sure, why not?
All right. Giveaway 5 subscriptions to PokerGo in about 5 minutes. But you got to be a subscriber to YouTube. Jones raising it up. Walton, ace king of hearts. This is huge, potentially. Action back on Jones here, facing a 3-bet to 23.5 million. Donnie, if you're Jones here, noticing that Walton is going to 3-bet you every chance he gets, how are you going to play back at someone? Is it just sort of a time and a place to remain patient, king jack off, not the premium you're looking for in this spot?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to remain patient. I know it's hard, you know.
Call.
I think it's also worth noting that, you know, if Walton's going to continue to come at you like this with aggression, you might want to slow things down pre-flop a little bit. Most specifically, small blind versus big blind. And, you know, if it was this hand, you know, you could limp the small blind. Then if Walton raises, you know, you can just call, not be forced with facing a 3-bet if you come in for a raise. Keep your raising pre-flop out of the small blind a little bit more polarized. So your really bad hands or your really good hands, the ones that are kind of more in the middle, just see the flop for very cheap, or, you know, call a single raise. I think that was kind of the approach we saw earlier when Dan Weinman limped the ace-jack out of the small blind. So stuff like that.
Jones does make the call. Action goes check on the flop. Walton hits an ace to perhaps make him feel a tiny bit better. However, 4 clubs out there. Donnie, both players will think, I don't have the clubs, so the other player might have the clubs.
Of course.
Could this get checked down, or is the pot just too big?
Well, if you're Jones, I mean, you might want to stab at it because you just don't think you have that much showdown value here.
Look at this. Walton with the snap call. Do you think he's playing faster to discourage his opponents?
I think he always plays fast.
It comes across so much more intimidating when a player calls super fast when you don't have it. Action on Jones here. 71 million chips in the middle.
Check.
Club wins if you got one.
No club.
No club. Walton shows the ace-king and rakes in a huge pot. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a massive game on our hands. The chips are flying back and forth. And Jones now, our short stack, Weinman in the lead, and Walton back up over 200 million. All 3 of these guys came to play.
I just raised the button and saved me $1 million this time.
I think you're the only one that's done it.
Jones is
What's that?
You're the only one
down
that's opened
to
the button.
3rd place on the leaderboard. Still very healthy. I know the day hasn't gone his way to start, but, you know, don't need to freak out just yet. You still have 177.5 million at 2 million big blind. So, you know, just keep playing your game. Stick to your ranges. Stick to your reads, all that sort of stuff. You see him here on the button with the king 4 of spades. He does limp in here, so maybe a little bit of a change of strategy because he has been getting raised and re-raised a lot by Adam Walton. So he comes in here with the limp on the button, looking to play post-flop.
Since you guys have been so wild in the chat, we're just going to make it 10 subscriptions.
Okay.
I don't even care. I got to put Donnie to work crediting those subscriptions. I'll give away 10 subs to PokerGo. We'll do it after this hand.
Check.
5 on the river. 3 5s out there now. 6 high, not going to win for Weinman. Jones going to show the king. Here's a look at some of the celebrity homes that Jones could flip here. First place, Rihanna's 5,000 square foot Beverly Hills mansion. Okay. Lindsey Vohn's Miami Beach pad or Mick Jagger's Florida home. I mean, real estate, probably a good investment. There it is. Steve Jones repping himself in the hat.
Raise.
All right, question for the giveaway. All you have to do is be a YouTube subscriber and answer this question in the chat. I'm going to pick a random submission, so there's no right or wrong to this question. Who's going to win the main event and with which 2 cards? Let me know in the chat right now. Who's going to win the main event? Which 2 cards? In about 5 minutes, I will draw 10 winners. I don't think we've done... Have we done 10 winners ever? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
There we go. Lots of brain power on Weinman's rail. Donnie, how much can you really learn and study in like the 12 hours you have between ending last night and restarting today?
I mean, I think you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot of the tendencies of your players. I mean, but a lot of times, you know, you've been playing with these guys for many, many days now. You know, so you probably have a good feel for things. Weinman here opens it up with the ace-queen on the button. Adam Walton calling from the big blind with 2 7s. King 9 deuce, rainbow here. Walton checks over to Weinman. Small bet there from Weinman. Walton comes along. The bet was 2.5 million.
Check.
8 on the turn. Walton quickly checks again. See how Weinman wants to proceed here. Maybe firing another bullet. Maybe just taking that showdown value with the ace-queen high. He does check behind. Queen on the river. That gives Daniel Weinman the best hand. Walton checks. Could be a spot where Weinman goes for some thinner value, maybe targeting hands like Walton has here. Maybe he's got a 9.
Feels as though the entire chat thinks that Dan Weinman is going to take this down. If you're just tuning in and you see the chat going wild, that is because we're doing a giveaway.
If I had a big hand, pretty annoyed.
15 million, so nearing the full size of the pot, and Walton gives it up, citing that he thinks Weinman got there, and he did get there on the river. Good fold though by Walton. That one could have played a lot differently if Walton decided to 3-bet pre.
As I was saying, we're amidst a giveaway. Let us know in the chat who's going to win and with what hand. I'm drawing 10 winners in about 4 minutes. All you have to do is be a YouTube subscriber.
Call.
I don't think I've seen more than 20 people say Walton, which is really funny.
28.
Pre-raise 28.
Raise.
Raise to 5.
Donnie, what's your impression so far of these three players during three-handed play?
I mean, I think Jones right now is he's had a bad start to his day. You know, he's still very healthy on chips, but things haven't gone his way to start, being the chip leader coming in, now dipping to the shortest stack of the table. So he's like kind of trying to stop the bleeding a little bit. You know, it hasn't become a big cut, but, you know, trying to stop the bleeding a little bit there. Walton, I think, is just playing his game. You know, he's come in. He hasn't really changed. He's going to do his thing. And then Weinman's over there just, you know, kind of playing, I would say, a little bit of a conservative style. I think Jones and Walton, I think they play a little bit differently against each other than they do against Weinman, which is interesting. I guess, you know, going back to how they mentioned, you know, it's kind of a little worrisome seeing someone like Weinman with all the chips, you know. So maybe there was evidence of that in that 7-7 hand. You know, Walton didn't 3-bet the hand, just elected to just call it, play a little bit of a smaller pot. So we'll see if that continues as we go.
26 million.
26.
All right, I have finished taking submissions for our first giveaway. We're going to do a second giveaway in a few minutes. So let me announce the winners of this first giveaway. If you hear your name called, all you have to do is send an email to social@pokergo.com with a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account and let us know the answer you gave to the question. Here's a look at our tournament update. Weinman in the lead, 12.1 million up for grabs for the winner. These players all guaranteed $4 million, which is absolutely insane. It is a wild payout.
Strong, probably, when he looked.
Oh, there we go. Back to the action. Back inside the Horseshoe in Las Vegas. The blinds have gone up. The action will continue. Let's play some more poker, and let me announce the winners of our first giveaway.
I just feel like I'm being ragdolled in the small blind. I'm just like, wow, I'm just...
10 winners. Harrison Wells, Dominic Carver,
I can't get it on.
Rolo G-Tone, Thomas Woodall, Romain Coudray,
Getting
X
raising on
Stein,
both sides. Small
Owen
blinds
Boggs,
raising me, not
Pedro
taking a limb
Chinchilla,
strategy, and big
Jared
blinds raising
Hinckley,
me.
Michael McMahon.
It is. It's...
There you go. I'll tag you guys in YouTube chat as well. Those are the winners of our giveaway.
Check. Check. That 2.5. Well.
10 million in the middle here. Walton and Jones going at it again.
Check.
22 million.
Pair here on the river.
22 million.
22 million. Another overbet here. We've seen this from Walton at times. Coming with the overbet here. Jones just an absolute pure bluff catcher here. He does give up those fives, and Walton takes it down. Fire emoji.
Is it
It's coming out.
What's that?
4? Could you sit in front of your car back to Daniel?
Yeah, is that?
Queen 6 of diamonds here for Jones on the button. Looks pretty, especially during three-handed play.
Raise 6 million. Cool. Raise 27 million.
Wow, Donnie, you got a real pot brewing here. Jones makes it 6 million. Walton calls. And here's Dan Weinman finding pocket aces in the big blind. He makes it 27 million. And now, back on Jones. Wow! All in? Ladies and gentlemen, within a matter of seconds, we have 427 million chips in the middle. Oh my God. What just happened? What a misstep by Walton here.
Honestly,
Jamming with eights.
5, 6, 7, all clubs. Just
What is going on here? Walton at risk. But if Weinman loses this, he'll be down to just 15 million. What a hand. Oh my. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you want? 7, 3, 5. Backdoor straight, backdoor clubs. Walton still not out of here yet.
Okay.
Weinman 2 cards away from being heads up with a massive chip lead.
do something painful.
9 on the turn, giving Walton some outs.
6 of diamonds?
Wow, we are 1 card away from being heads up in the main event.
I don't know, would you though?
A king on the river, and Dan Weinman sends Adam Walton to the rail in the biggest pot of this tournament. And we are down to heads-up play in the 2023 World Series of Poker main event. Oh my God. We did not see this coming. What an incredible turn of events here. Weinman heads up for the main event bracelet. Jason Mercer, Sean Deeb, Matt Glantz giving Weinman some advice.
Yeah, it's cool. Like, I want to ask you because you guys have a Charles here yet? Nope. You got heads up. We might deal. You got to take a time out and chat. Yeah. No, I understand.
What an incredible situation developing here at the main event final table. Weinman can hardly believe it. He's heads up for the title. This is unbelievable. All right, here we go. Adam Walton.
Adam Walton, 3rd place in the World Series of Poker main event. Sum up for us how you're feeling right now.
I mean, it's been an amazing experience. Obviously, you want to finish it off, but it's been a great experience. Both guys have been great, so we're gonna have a cool champion. I need to make sure I give off that rock to. Okay. But yeah, it's been a great experience. Couldn't have asked for more. The rail was great, and yeah.
Speaking of the rail, I feel like you had a rail for the last 4 days of this tournament. What does it mean to you to have that kind of support from them?
I got a great group of friends. I'm glad that everyone was able to come out and enjoy the experience with me. It's not every year that this gets to happen, so yeah, it was a great time.
I know you said that it's not about the money. It's not something that you're really thinking about. Will you allow yourself to think about it now?
I mean, $4 million is a lot of money, but like I'm not sure honestly how much like that changes like my life and whatnot. So like I'm gonna go buy a boat. Other than that, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. But yeah, it's obviously like a very large amount of money that I'm thrilled to have got. So,
is it gonna be a pretty sick boat?
It's probably gonna be a pretty sick boat.
It's gonna be a pretty sick boat. Appreciate the time. Congratulations on a great run.
All right, thanks, Jeff.
Adam. You got it. Thank you.
Adam Walton sent to the rail. We are down to heads-up play between Dan Weinman and Stephen Jones. Wow, I did not see this coming. I was expecting a 7-hour battle. Here's a look at those final table payouts. The final 2 guaranteed 6.5 million. You guys keep smashing that like button, keep subscribing to our channel. We're going to go to break, but we're going to come back and show you guys some of the heads-up action here on our Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube stream. So don't go anywhere. Keep liking the video, keep subscribing. We're going to be back after the break with some heads-up action. See you guys in a few minutes.
Hello, everyone. We are now heads up. We have lost Adam Walton out in third place here. We have Daniel Weinman and Stephen Jones still here. They're setting up, and while they're setting up, we're going to be doing a little bit of chat and looking at some hands. But first, let me introduce my two lovely co-hosts here. I have Jesse Sylvia and Brent Hanks, and they're going to be taking us through all of this action. Now, that felt fast to me. Was that fast to get to heads up today? Because honestly, I was not expecting it to be like that.
That was wild.
Right?
Yes, I thought we were going to come in and have an absolute slog fest and just be here for a long time before we got heads up personally.
These guys are throwing haymakers. You saw it right out of the gate. I mean, left and right. There's no grinding today. It's all playing for the glory, big pot after big pot.
Now, we saw a lot of chips go in with eights. Let's talk a little bit about that before we get into some other hand analysis here. What do you think, Jesse?
So I think that Walton was a non-believer in the hand.
Yeah.
To break it down completely, he was a non-believer in some past hands that we're going to bring up in a minute. But I feel like when you're in that sort of spot, you know that your opponent could have ace, king, ace, queen, so you can be flipping sometimes too, but you're banking on him folding a lot of the time, and this time Dan had it.
Okay, so if you are one of these two players now in the heads up, what are you going to go to your rail and ask them at this point, Brent? What are you saying? Like, how am I preparing?
Listen, you got to get the emotions in check right now. Your heads up for the biggest prize this game has to offer. Weinman, substantial chip lead, a lot of depth as well. I don't know what the adjustment is as far as how he and Jones are going to go back and forth. I expect what Jesse said, a little bit of a grind, that grind fest, if you will. But we'll see. You know, the Walton Whack-A-Maniacs, they're out of here. What a hand. What a way to go. Yeah. He's going to go buy a boat. He's fine.
Okay, well, Weinman has about a 3-1 chip lead at this point. He's also probably the more experienced player at this stage. So if you are Stephen Jones, what are you doing and what are you thinking at this point?
Oh, man, for me, it's a little bit tough because I do think that Weinman has navigated extremely well, and that's perhaps a little intimidating for some people. I don't know how Jones is feeling, but for me, I would be looking for spots to try to put a lot of chips in, maybe kick up the variance a little bit if you feel like Dan is the better heads-up player. I don't know. Jones might have a lot of heads-up experience. He might be a fantastic heads-up player for all we know.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So what are you thinking?
Keep it simple, Kara. Get good cards. All right, just get good cards.
That's what I would do.
Get all in against Weinman. Weinman has the edge. Let's face it. The guy's an experienced cash game player, tournament player, plays all the games very, very well. But your heads up for all of it. Anything can happen. Jones has clearly brought the A game here today. It's all about distribution. Who's going to get lucky? Who's going to play great?
Okay, it's exciting here tonight, but we're actually going to go and take a look at a hand that happened yesterday, earlier on in the final table. So let's take a look at Jan Jakman's elimination hand from earlier. Now Jones is dealt Jack-4 suited, and there we go.
Now, I gotta say, I was talking yesterday about how Walton had been peeling some very light hands, and it was nice to take advantage of that by going all in over the top if you have a shorter stack. Here, Walton slow plays the aces, and he not only did he get his opponent, but he got me as well for saying that. So he decides to flat the aces. He gets exactly what he wants. Jakman picks up a hand that definitely can be a shove on the stack size that he's on, and I think Jakman actually made a good play. He identifies that he had been peeling quite wide, and there's a lot of dead money in the pot, and he made the all-in, and unfortunately, he ran into the aces.
Right, so it's kind of unfortunate for Jan that was a great spot, but it just wasn't the right timing.
A lot of game flow stuff going on there, too. Walton, this entire time, has had such great feel and instincts on when to slow down, when to play aggressive. Perhaps, in the moment, spotting Jakman, just trying to get involved, get back into things, try and build a stack. So we started to so play monsters, and that just worked out perfectly for him.
Okay, now at this point, we are going to be bringing the money into the room. And I don't know about you, but playing in front of that much money and knowing what the difference is between first and second place has got to be playing on their mind a little bit. They're definitely, you can see there's a lot of security. That's a lot of briefcases to carry that much money in as well.
You got Pitbull with a shotgun out there. What's happening?
I mean, this is real money.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of tournaments where they drag out real money. This is something very special.
Yeah, it's not for show here. It's a little bit Matrix at the moment. I got to be honest. I'm enjoying the pageantry of this. But how do you, if you're sitting at that table, not think about the money, Jesse? How do you do that?
Oh man, well, for me personally,
yes.
I know that money isn't mine unless I play my best.
Oh.
So I just keep that in mind, and that's my mantra going forward.
Okay, so you're trying to earn it.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the money. There's no way around it. I mean, there's 12.1 million up there, the largest prize pool ever, the greatest bracelet this game has to offer.
Yeah.
All of that is on your mind. It's impossible, and Jesse's been there. I'll never get there. But the composure, I can't imagine what these guys are feeling right now, the emotions, the adrenaline. You just have to do your best to settle in.
Yeah, we're not going to give them a chance to ignore it. It is right there, and Jack Effel is going to be introducing the money to the players. So let's go over and take a look.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause for the money.
That is amazing. He's just standing there with the shotgun, making sure no one gets near it. I love this. Look at that, and they dump it out. See, this is pageantry right here.
I mean, I'm petrified if I'm on the rail of this guy. Look at it. It's Pitbull, right? With the shotgun.
It is.
We had Guy Fieri this year. Now we got Pitbull. World Series has it all.
Really pulling in some big ringers.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Now, so not only are they doing this in front of all of that money, they're also doing this in front of their friends, in front of their family, in front of everybody watching, and the entire poker industry obviously is watching now as well. No pressure, guys. No pressure, right? How do you do this? I don't know. So let's take a look now. We have a hand from three-handed play to take a look at here. Stephen Jones has just opened the pot with ace queen. Action is on Adam Walton with the ace king.
And this is almost exactly what I was talking about being a non-believer. Of course, Walton has a very strong hand pre-flop. He makes a extremely standard 3-bet. I like Jones's just call here. I think that the hand plays really well as a just call. Walton follows through with a very small c-bet, and Jones decides that maybe he's got the best hand and he wants a little protection, or maybe he can get something slightly worse to fold if he continues with more barrels on the turn. But for whatever reason, he decides to raise the flop, which is extremely reasonable. He has 2 overcards, and he has just the type of hand that can turn a big hand and get a lot of money in there. Walton's having none of it. He just piles it in immediately.
Incredible.
I watched this in real time. I don't think there was a second between him. That was really something special.
I've read over this hand numerous times now in front of me, watched the replay here. I still can't really make sense of what we witnessed in this display, other than you nailed it. Walton just didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Didn't matter. He just said, you know what, the heck with it. Before Jones put the money in, he's already all in. Yeah. Just stuffing it home. I have no idea how to explain this to the viewers at home, but there we have it.
I think part of being a good poker player, maybe a great poker player, is to be able to back yourself when you feel like you have that read or when you feel like this is the right thing to do. Obviously, you need to be taking time to think about things too, but if you really are believing this, then you back yourself and you go with it, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that the 8's hand will be broken down and scrutinized because he didn't win. But my favorite thing about watching Walton play was he went with his instincts every time, and he was very confident with it. And sometimes it doesn't work out, but it got him extremely far in this tournament.
Okay, let's take a look at our leaderboard so that we can figure out where everything stands. There you have it. We only have 2 players left and a big lead for Daniel Weinman. But it really could go either way. We kept expecting it to be a lot slower than it was, even three-handed. So, I mean, it's kind of anyone's guess, really, how much time we're going to be here in heads-up play. And in fact, I am going to ask you both that. What do you think? How long for heads-up play? Are we going to play more than a level? Jesse.
Whew. You know, both players are not scared of putting chips in the pot.
Yeah, this
so
is the thing.
Yeah, I think the over-under on 1 level is a really nice line.
Okay.
Very deep, right?
Right,
Weinman,
yes.
177 bigs, Jones a little under 70. Who's limping the buttons? That's what I want to see. Is a Weinman actually going to employ that limping strategy with the big blind Andy out there? Will Jones do the same? The reality is this might go short, might take a while. It's going to end on a cooler, I can promise you that.
Okay, that's a great prediction. I love that. If one player is playing fast and the other one's playing slow, I guess we're going to have to see what happens then. All right, that is all the time we have for now. With about 10 minutes left on the break clock, we're headed to some highlights, and then players are going to be coming back and sitting down so we can watch all the action. Thanks so much.
All ready to take you on through to a new champion.
Like the more beers,
We'll continue action tonight and then finish it up tomorrow. 3 p.m. local time is our on-air time.
All in. Here's my standard correction at the beginning of the new level. I misspoke about the very fine ramen restaurant on Spring Mountain. It's Yohama Noodles, and its poker investors include Matt Vengren, Nick Guagenti, Julian Martini, Ronnie Barha, and Mark Gregorich. That's a lot of World Series final tables in there.
Absolutely. Maybe we should not only apologize, but maybe drop a few dollars there later on.
I think the food and money should be flowing the other way.
Okay. They're going to pay you to go?
I mean, well, they just had a free shout out, so I get where Norm's coming from.
Okay. Maria, you in?
That's mine, right? Yes. Yeah, that's all theirs.
Jones wondering if he should be in this pot against Friedrich's all in.
I mean, considering what you've seen from Friedrich, would you be calling this?
No, I feel like the way that Friedrich has played, been very careful and patient when it comes to his tournament life specifically. And Jones in the small blind, big blind, Walton yet to act. So you would hate to make the call here as Jones and then perhaps have Walton ISO you out, and then you'd be out of 23 million without even seeing the run out. But Jones clearly having a tough time with his decision.
Several non-ace hands probably that Friedrich might shove. But how many?
I think I probably like hands like King Queen better in this spot than Ace 8.
So Friedrich putting his chips up for the taker if anybody wants to try. He doesn't even have a 10 in his hand.
It's important to remember that just because you're the chip leader doesn't mean that you can be giving it away. I'm not saying that a call here is giving it away. I'm just saying that there's consideration that needs to be taken in these spots.
Indeed, Jones does make the call. Friedrich at risk and way ahead.
Yeah, it's a little lighter than I thought Stephen Jones would call in that spot.
He has 10 bigs, and I just feel like he's shipping so much, so wide there, being in the big blind.
Again, goes to his rail. Gets a consult from Alex Foxen.
Oh, we're offsuit. Yeah.
Friedrich at risk.
We're hitting the 8 here all day. Open-ended straight draw.
It is what it is right now. Jones right now looking for an 8. 10 would have worked. Friedrich ahead. Looking for the double. Nah, not feeling good about it now. Ruslan in celebration mode. And there is the double up.
And a flood of emotion from Ruslan Friedrich,
How's that
who
feel?
just takes it in stride.
Oh, looks like they call him Rusik. That would have been fun. You can just call him Rusik from now on.
Okay, the final walk-in to the World Series of Poker main event. Stephen Jones, 3 remain. You're the chip leader. First, I got to ask, you get any sleep last night?
You know, I actually did. I slept great. Took a little melatonin, and I was out, surprisingly. I woke up early. I couldn't sleep past like 7, but I got plenty of sleep. Feeling great.
That is good to hear. You are facing two pretty tough opponents with two pretty different styles. What kind of challenge do you think awaits you today?
Well, yeah, definitely different styles. They both have their skills. I think it's going to be a tough day just because we're all so deep. I mean, yeah, I do have the chip lead, but we're all pretty close, and it's going to be a really deep day, so I expect it to be a long battle.
And finally, Steven, are you ready for this moment?
I'm ready. I was born for it, baby.
I'd love to hear that. I'm going to send you off. I appreciate the time.
Right,
thank you. Good luck out there.
We've had someone else deep in the main event with that first name. I do recall it.
Raise 4 million.
Four of the 5 players over the 100 million chip mark. Friedrich the only outlier at this moment. Walton likes to call.
Weinman loves pickleball. Walton loves pickles. I go with Walton. Pickleball, schmickleball.
Yeah. Well, he's got the better draw.
10 million.
But it's not often that you're going to see, especially on a monotone board, someone leading out when they were faced with a 3-bet pre. Usually they check and flow a lot of the times. I wonder what Weinman is going to read into this.
60, 70, 80, 90, a little over 90 back, but probably started a little over 100.
Weinman with the ace-high flush draw. It's not going to let this bet go uncalled at minimum. Usually when your opponent just leads into you and you were the pre-flop 3-better, it feels like there is some weakness to be detected.
All in.
All in.
Wow.
The cash and the bracelet are on the table. Ladies and gentlemen, let's play some poker. Lon McCarron, Norman Chad, Maria Ho are on the call on PokerGo.com. We're going to give you some heads-up play here during our free stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. All we ask of you is to please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Woo! Donnie, I'm still reeling from that massive pot as Dan Weinman comes into heads-up play with a massive chip lead. Ronnie, how much of a factor is the cash and the bracelet sitting on the table?
I think it becomes all that much more real.
Genius. Wait, hold on. For you,
right
for you.
there.
Isn't that
Yes.
the sixes.
Oh, baby. Let us know in the chat who you're rooting for, Team Weinman or Team Jones. 2 players left to fight for the main event title.
It would have been nice to beat you with your own hand, you know?
Pocket nines here for Jones. One of the first hands of heads-up play. Oh, we hit 10,000 likes on the video. I always love to see that. I believe our all-time record during the WSOP this year was 12,000, so we're closing in on our all-time record. Engagement off the charts. Much love to everyone watching. I know this is not the style that everyone enjoys. If you want Lon McCarron and Norman Chad, they are available on PokerCode.com. Happy to provide you some free coverage of the main event. My name is Remco Rinkema, Donnie Peters alongside me as Jones takes this one down. Jones has quite the battle ahead of him. 160 million to 442 million. It's going to be one heck of a comeback if he pulls this off. Jones, 3 live cashes. No online results. And here's Weinman at this year's WSOP. 4 cashes. His best was a 21st place in a $1,500 7-card stud.
Raise 6 million.
Ace-Jack off for Wyman, raising it up to 6 million. Action on Jones with 4s. If you're new to PokerGo and you want to subscribe, please use promo code DREAM30 to save $30 on your annual subscription. That gives you access to our entire library of content. We have new episodes and new seasons of High Stakes Poker, No Gamble, No Future. And of course, the entire WSOP archive available. We also have monthly plans, 15 bucks. The annual sub brings the cost down to $5.80 per month.
Check.
As we see Weinman whiff here, but overcards for Jones to face.
Bet 4.5.
4.5, small bet from Weinman with Ace-Jack. Jones makes the call with 4s. Nine of clubs on the turn. Action back on Jones. He's got to feel like his pair has got to be good sometimes. Wow. Russell in the chat, one of our valued moderators, with a $130 donation, saying, Remco and Donnie, thank you for the great coverage the past 45 days. Buy yourself a snack. Would absolutely love that. We're on the river. Action on Jones again with his 4s.
Check, showdown.
Large uphill battle for Jones, but every
Adam
pot
would've
counts,
ripped that.
of course.
Could have just got it all in free there.
Current pay jump,
That was
$5.6
wild,
million dollars, the second largest in
Insane.
main
I
event
wasn't
history.
expecting things to go so quickly. No, me neither.
Both players alluding
Good
to
for
the
you,
fact
though.
that they didn't expect
Pretty
it
good
to
hand
go
have
this
in that
quickly.
situation. Insane. Hard to believe when you look down at it.
Yeah, right. Glad I didn't have one.
We got 10 minutes left here on our free
7.
preview. Just so you all know, 10 minutes left. We're going to go until 3:30. We've been told no deal has been made. We have good inside sources. They're playing for it all, which is insane, Donnie. Donnie, how can you play for it all? I would melt in my chair.
I mean, if you're in Weinman's shoes, though,
I mean,
you're in a great, great spot with this chip lead that you have.
If you're Weinman and you know you have the edge, you know you have the experience, perhaps you have the intimidation factor with all those pros on your rail, do you take this initial chance? And if Jones doubles, you go, hey, you want to make a deal?
I mean, you can try to do that, but then if you're in Jones' shoes, you know, you just doubled. You feel like you got your opponent at least backing down a little bit if then he asks for a deal. So Would Jones accept it? I don't know, you know?
Call. Check.
Jones again with the best hand. This time a lot better hand. Top trips versus Wine with the flush draw. This could escalate. 27.5 million in the middle. Action on Jones here. Jones, of course, has to bet his hand for value. Donnie, could we be looking at perhaps betting larger on the turn here? 2 flush draws out there.
Yeah, 2 flush draws. There is some straight draws out there too. The Jack 10, 10 9s, Jack 9s of the world. So you can go for a little bit of a larger sizing here. Probably 50 to 75% pot, something like that.
16 million.
Does come with 16 million.
That is the side event ending. I believe a player from France just won a bracelet on one of the side tables. Interesting timing here, Donnie. Perhaps throwing Weinman off his concentration.
Yeah, you saw him look over there, seeing what's going on off to the side.
The Champion du Monde chance, as in world champion. That's how far my French reaches. River card here, 5 of spades. Weinman whiffs on his flush draw. Jones now in a great spot to really take back a ton of chips in the early goings of this heads-up battle. Thank you, Dara, for the donation as well. We appreciate it. Donnie, let's do a quick final giveaway here. 5 more subs. The chat said, yeah, you promised a second giveaway. Okay, fine, we'll do it. For all you guys on YouTube, 5 more subs, but you have to answer the question right now because we have 6 minutes left here on our free preview stream.
42.
Bet 42 million.
Wow, big bet there from Jones. Final question here. Very simple. Where are you watching from? Give me the city. Give me the city that you're watching from. Let us know in the chat. 42 million is the bet here from Jones. Action on Weinman, of course. Just left with Jack high. Giving it some thought. So for 5 more subs.
Wow, three-way, kings, queens,
Wow.
jacks.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Let's go.
Jack's
Good luck.
Oh, a jack of hearts on the turn, and the worst hand turns a set.
God.
And a tray on the end, and that is it.
Dan, do you cover him?
I don't cover him.
No, him.
You got
Cover
it.
Raise 6 million.
Back to the action here. Weinman picking one up. Donnie, how much do you think it matters to Weinman that he's been on a bit of a losing streak here to start off heads-up play?
I mean, I think that's where you lean on your experience. You've been in big spots before. You've obviously played a lot of tournament poker. You've been heads up before. So, yeah, there's going to be times when things don't always go your way. I think you just recognize that. You stick to your guns. Maybe you make some minor adjustments here or there. And just try and right the ship.
Call option.
Jones here limps in on the button with the 5-4 off. Weinman's got 8-4 off in the big blind. He checks. Ace 10-3, 2 clubs here. Weinman checks.
Check.
Jones checks behind. King of clubs on the turn. Weinman checks again.
Bet 3.5.
Jones is going to come with $3.5 million here, and that gets the job done.
All right, I'm drawing for winners in 1 minute. Last chance to subscribe to YouTube, and last chance to let us know in the chat where you're watching from. It's been an honor and a pleasure. This also means that Donnie and I are signing off for the final time during the World Series of Poker. We did 15 bracelet event streams. We did all the day ones of the main event from front to back live. We did tons of free previews, and I just want to thank everyone so much for tuning in across these hundreds of hours that we've been able to do the free coverage on PokerGo. Every year, we try to expand our free offering. Every year, we try to give you a better product. We hope you all support us. We hope you all subscribe wherever you subscribe from. Also, good to know we offer lower pricing in certain regions, and it's good to also remember that we have a ton more action coming up post World Series of Poker. High Stakes Duel will be back. More episodes of High Stakes Poker, No Gamble, No Future. And, of course, we have episodes of the main event coming out to CBS Sports. For all you that like those old school ESPN episodes with Lon and Norm, those are coming to CBS Sports in the fall. Stay tuned to pgt.com for those. So, yes, tons of action happening at PokerGo. More free streaming also to come on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch in the future. It's a tough balance to strike for us, but we hope we do right by the game and by you, the fan, to provide you varied content between tournaments and cash games. And, of course, always looking to display the highest stakes. All right, here we have the winners of our final giveaway of the summer. Catherine Wang, Ethan Cooney, Samuel O'Kane, Carl Hines, and James Cherry. Contact us at social@pokergo.com with a screenshot of you logged into your YouTube account, as well as your response that you gave to us in the chat. So Catherine Wang, Ethan Cooney, Samuel O'Kane, Carl Hines, and James Cherry. Contact us at social@pokergo.com.
Call option.
All right, this will be our final hand of the broadcast. Appreciate you all for tuning in as Jones limps in here with King 9. Action on Weinman.
Check. Check.
Jack high flop, 7 out there for Weinman. Must make him feel pretty confident. 5 of diamonds on the turn. $7.5 million in the middle here. Small pot.
Bet 2.5.
2.5 million is the bet from Weinman. Jones going to come along with the call. Wyman 7 good here on the river. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. By the way, if you don't want to subscribe to PokerGo, totally understand. We got highlights tomorrow. That is also something that we provide every single day on our YouTube channel.
I think that means I have to call, right?
Jones considering a call with King High. This battle is far from over. The stacks are deep. This still could go in any direction.
If he does make this call here and Weinman takes this pot, I know it's not the biggest pot, but this is one of those kind of, right the ship, momentum type hands where Weinman feels really good about the value bet that he made, getting called by worse here. He's going to get the call.
Oh, wow. King high call there from Jones. That's no good. Weinman is going to pick up some momentum, as they like to say. All right, join us on PokerGo.com right now. Lon McCarron, Norman Chat, Maria Ho on the commentary. It's been an honor and a pleasure. We'll catch you guys at the next one.